Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. The other day, my middle child sat down near me saying she just wanted someone to tell her what to do. As a sophomore teenager contemplating all the things she has in front of her and all the people asking her what she wants to do with her life, she was craving relief from making a decision. And it got me thinking about how empath and HSP women are more likely to struggle with decision making than other people around them. How many times have you found yourself hesitating or second guessing every choice you're making, worried about the consequences? While everyone will experience indecision at some point in their life, empath and highly sensitive women, with their deep sensitivity to emotions, energies, and subtle nuances in the environment, can find their heightened awareness to be more of a double-edged sword than a gift. There are lots of reasons that anyone can find themselves wanting to be relieved of the obligation to make decisions, and we'll be delving into the ones that most often negatively affect empath and HSP women. So if you've ever found yourself struggling with indecision, this episode is for you. Imagine a life where every decision you make aligns with your true purpose and values. What comes to mind for you? How would that feel? What would that look like? I'm sure that as I ask you to envision this, you're probably feeling a pit in your stomach, or a constriction in your chest, or an influx of swirling thoughts, and all of that leaves you feeling unsettled. When it comes to making powerful decisions, it isn't just about choosing between options. It's about reclaiming your agency, stepping into your power, and shaping your reality. So let's look at what is going on that influences empath and HSP women to struggle with indecision. In the case of my daughter, she's starting to think about her future, what she wants to do with her life, where she wants to go to school, typical experiences for her stage of life. But what she's bumping up against is the overwhelm that accompanies her underlying desire to make the right decision, to get it right the first time, and then she's doubting her instincts and losing sight of what her dream of the day may be. So many of my clients have internalized the belief that they need to make a flawless decision, one that aligns with societal standards and expectations. That's a lot of pressure. Not only are you doubting your ability to make the perfect decision, you're also beating yourself up ahead of time for the potential of making a mistake or being judged for the choice you might make. When we remember that we have a tendency to prioritize harmonious relationships and avoid conflict, it's not hard to realize that fearing negative feedback or criticism could paralyze the decision-making process. This makes it challenging for any empath or highly sensitive woman to assert their needs and desires, leaving them spinning in indecision. And let's not forget the roles that are imposed on women, dictating how they should behave, how they should think, and the decisions they should be making. While there has been progress, there are many who would say that we have taken a step backwards when it comes to balancing the scales between expectations. Empath and HSP women have a tendency to internalize these roles, feeling the pressure to fulfill multiple roles simultaneously, like being the caretaker, the peacemaker, and the nurturer. And even though we may be aware of our desires, we'll stay in a space of internal conflict, creating indecision as we struggle to prioritize our own needs over others and to make choices that align with our dreams and desires. Regardless of what decision you make, there are desired end results and undesired end results that come along with it. The thing to note here is that when the decision you make gets you the desired end result you wanted in the first place, you rarely pay attention to the undesired end results that come with it. Getting that good education that my daughter is stressing about comes with the associated financial costs, which may result in loans that need to be paid back. But just how much emphasis will be placed on that undesired end result when you're focusing on or achieving the desired end result? Now, it should be no secret to us that things don't always turn out the way we want them to. So when we use the possibility that an undesired result happening as the reason we sit in indecision, we are really choosing to repeat actions and behaviors that don't serve us. And when we worry ahead of time that the undesired end result will be what we will achieve or experience, we start to beat ourselves up, second guess ourselves, and wallow in our indecision. This indecision often leads to feelings of anxiety and overwhelm. The lack of clarity in decision-making can result in self-doubt and insecurity. Prolonged indecision can evoke feelings of guilt and regret. And empath and HSP women may blame themselves for not taking decisive action sooner. All of this uncertainty and indecision can manifest physically as stress and tension in the body, so you may experience headaches, muscle tightness, or digestive issues due to prolonged emotional strain. When we create grounded awareness by identifying how your physical body is responding, it gives you a jumping off point to understand your underlying fears, beliefs, and patterns that are contributing to your indecision. When we cognitively know what obstacles our brain is going to serve up for us, we can then take the appropriate steps to interrupt the pattern, choose a different way of responding, and create emotional resilience and self-safety. This emotional resilience and self-safety allows us to take comfort in the fact that we will be okay, regardless of how circumstances play out, regardless of whether we create or achieve our desired end result or not. Learning to be confident in our decisions, yet okay when things don't turn out the way we want them to, is a real skill that will serve you going forward. But it's hard to achieve this when your nervous system is out of whack or on high alert from experiencing all the fear, worry, doubt, and when you're using your indecision against you. Embracing powerful decision-making leads to enhanced self-empowerment, improved clarity and direction, strengthened confidence and self-worth, healthier relationships, and the achievement of goals and fulfillment. So one thing I like to do when I'm struggling with indecision is to explore where it's showing up in my body. This is a great way to pinpoint the best course of action that you can take with your crystal healing practice to counteract the imbalance you're experiencing. Indecision can weaken the solar plexus chakra, leading to imbalances in self-confidence, personal power, and decision-making abilities, causing you to struggle to assert yourself or trust your instincts. The heart chakra can be affected by indecision, resulting in difficulties with self-love, compassion, and healthy boundaries. Empath and HSP women may prioritize others' needs over their own, leading to emotional exhaustion and imbalance. The third eye chakra may be impacted by indecision, causing confusion, a lack of clarity, and difficulty trusting intuition. Empath and HSP women may feel disconnected from their inner wisdom and struggle to find direction. And the crown chakra may also be affected, resulting in a disconnection from higher guidance, purpose, and spiritual clarity. Empath and HSP women may feel spiritually ungrounded and seek deeper meaning in their decisions and actions. When we know what chakra is affected, how it's showing up for us, we can use that as the guide to choose an associated supporting crystal to work with. And that takes away the need to make another decision. But for me, I love to incorporate Tiger Eye here for several reasons. Because Tiger Eye is associated with the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakra, we have a crystal that is well suited to deal with feelings of confusion and indecision. You'll often find Tiger's Eye with bands of hematite in it, which helps with its natural ability to aid in grounding. Being grounded and physically present, not in the middle of a fight or flight response, will help you be able to discern between your true desires and those from external sources that may be clouding your judgment. Because of its ability to stimulate your sacral chakra, you can tap into a bit of courage that may otherwise elude you from making a decision that you fear may be the wrong one. And with its activation of the solar plexus chakra, you may experience a renewed or heightened commitment and willpower to stick to your decisions as you manifest your dreams through those decisions that you're about to make. In the Book of Stones, they attribute Tiger Eye with allowing you to make choices based on discernment in accordance with your higher guidance instead of judgment. I just love the thought that this is some of the support that Tiger Eye provides to us. So, let's circle back and objectively look at the situation my daughter was fretting about. While it is important to have an idea of what she may want to do in the future, it isn't uncommon for people to change their minds as they learn more, new, or different things. While it's advantageous to pick the best school for the path you think you want to take, there is no one school that will check every box. And there's also no rule that says you can't change courses or schools later on. And personally, I don't think it's realistic to know or expect someone to know what you want, final answer, when you're 16. Some kids do, and that's great. But I don't think it's realistic for everyone. I'm sure you're sitting there nodding your head, granting my daughter some grace, some space to grow and learn from the things that she does. And that leads me to ask you this question. Do you grant yourself the same grace that you are willing to bestow upon my daughter? What I would advise my clients to do right now is to sit with that question and to capture and write down all the thoughts that are going through your mind, all the ways you're knocking yourself down or buying into your fears, worries, or doubts, to create awareness around all the ways you're telling yourself that you can't or won't make powerful decisions. And then I want you to consider if that's really how you want to live your life. How would it feel to have less anxiety and stress because you were willing to trust your instincts and make decisions that are aligned with your values and goals? How could your life be different if you embodied the courage to confidently assert yourself and your choices even when people around you have other preferences? How would it feel to thrive emotionally, socially, and physically because you no longer felt the need to play it safe or rely on others and their advice? If the prospect of advocating for yourself or making powerful decisions is something you'd like to explore, I would love to support you inside the Crystal Self Healer Members Portal, where we take what we learn here and we apply it to your life so you can uncover the landmines you're up against, calm your nervous system, and develop the clarity, courage, and resilience to step into your power, embrace your strengths, and lead a fulfilling life. I'd love to share more about what that could look like for you, so I invite you to use the link in the show notes to book your complimentary discovery call. This episode has been brought to you by Tiger Eye and Final Answers. May we all have the knowledge that final answers are only for game shows. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.